Hello everyone and welcome to Bath Garden Center. Last week we talked about caring for a rose garden and starting a rose garden, and a super important part about having roses is pruning. So this week we are going to give you tips on how to prune your roses and when to prune them and all the good things you should do for your roses. You may have an itch to start pruning your roses early on, like say in April, but you will really want to wait until the last frost in May, usually around Mother's Day, to actually start pruning any type of rose that you have. If you start pruning too early in the spring, that is going to encourage new growth in your rose bush. Any new growth is going to freeze off and die, and it does not come back after that. So you really want to hold that pruning urge until our last frost. You may even have the urge to prune in the winter or in fall, but again, this is going to encourage new growth, and your rose bush is needing to hold on to that energy throughout the winter and have as much insulation that it needs throughout the winter to survive. So at the end of the season, again, cut back your urge to prune your roses, and now just focus on insulating your rose bush, possibly using a rose collar, and tying up any canes that might be like climbing canes from climbing roses, and just help protect those canes throughout the winter. The key times you will need to remember to prune your roses are going to be later in the spring after your last frost, also throughout the summer to obtain that desired shape of your rose bush that you're looking for, also to cut back any dead canes, and to harvest any roses that you are wanting to have for your bouquets inside. The importance of having sharp shears to prune your roses is going to be to help prevent diseases, and also getting a nice clean cut on your roses is going to help encourage proper growth as well. So again, just make sure you have clean, sharp shears and hand protection while you're pruning. So after your last frost in spring, you can start pruning back your roses and look for any of the dead canes that you can remove. And when you're pruning, you'll want to look for the nice green center. And so you will prune down to that part of your rose and just get rid of all of the dead canes. For the rest of the season, you can go ahead and prune your rose bush to the shape that you're looking for, and also to promote healthy air circulation throughout your plant. And your last cut on each of the canes that you're pruning should be about 1/4 of an inch above the bud eye on your stem. And if you want to enjoy your roses inside, also remember to cut above that outward facing bud eye so that when your roses start coming back, it encourages that outward growth rather than upward. For your hybrid tea, grandiflora, and floribunda roses, if you're looking to produce some larger full buds, you can cut back your canes until there are about 3 to 5 main canes, and that is going to produce those very large blooms. If you're looking to have your rose bush produce maybe like a few more smaller buds but have it more plentiful, go ahead and leave about 7-ish canes, and that's going to help promote a more abundant rose bush. And for miniature roses and shrub roses, they are a little bit more dense in the center. So it is important to focus on pruning the center of those roses so that it promotes that center airflow and sunlight to prevent the diseases and any unwanted pests. And for climbing roses, it is important to remember to prune after their first flowering later on in the spring. The importance of this is that they have 2 main types of stems. They have their structural main canes, and they also have some lateral stems that come off the side of these canes. Off of these lateral stems is going to be your roses, and if you find any that are already dead, you can go ahead and cut them back. This is called deadheading, and that's going to encourage a healthier bloom for the next rose that's going to come out. You can also cut back your structural canes if they are completely dead, if that wood is completely spent, and you'll want to cut those off at the base. Remember that pruning your roses is an ongoing operation, and the care for your roses is as well. So there's a lot of detailed information that you will definitely want to know about caring for your roses, and you can find all that information on our blog. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us or stop in, because we have a lot of great rose professionals here on the Bath property. Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great day. You may have an itch to start pruning. Let's try that again. For hybrid